Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It would not be wrong to say that today we are living in a world which is plagued with the parasite of interest. We know that interest is something which is found in almost every sphere of the economy of most countries of the world, including most Muslim countries. Now, there are a number of deals which take place, and people think that they too can be regarded as analogous to interest, and therefore the question arises as to whether such deals are actually interest or not. And one such example or one such deal is that there are people who think that if a person returns over and above the loan that he has borrowed from a person, then that too shall be regarded as interest, and he should not do that. In other words, they say that the person who has borrowed the money should return the exact amount only, and if he returns something over and above that exact amount, this would be interest, and this should not be okay for him to give back. And therefore, a person to whom this is given back, for him it would be something as interest, and it would be prohibited for him. Now, this of course is not the case, because interest is something which is actually a condition which is made by the lender. The lender himself or herself says that if I lend this amount to a certain person, then he must give not only the amount but also a certain amount over and above that lent amount, which is called interest. Now, in this case, of course, this is not taking place. A person who has borrowed money, he is returning some extra money in gratitude for the money borrowed. It is not a condition from the borrower himself. It is actually an act of gratitude on the part of the lender. So therefore, this cannot be called an interest deal. And in fact, if we take into account the circumstances of today, it is something which is even quite desirable, because we know that due to inflation, we know that our money gets devalued, and therefore a person who lends money, he actually receives a lesser value of his money when he's returned that money, simply because of inflation. So therefore, if a borrower returns some extra money to the lender out of his own wish and not out of any compulsion, then of course this cannot be regarded as interest, and in fact it would be something which would express his gratitude, and as I said, it would also compensate the lender for the amount of inflation that he has to suffer. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات.